glad you had something to eat.
Sure.
Um, yeah. So, and thanks for your patience.
No worries.
We're as a new agency, we're still trying to figure a lot of things out, and so having a conversation with my team the last couple of days, we we've taken a pretty significant new direction in the design.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think it's going to be pretty simple to
Mm-hmm.
implement. So I'm gonna I'm gonna share something with you, but
Yeah, please.
let me make sure um, that I'm giving you enough pretext for this. So we're gonna go in a direction that's a lot more kind of copy heavy, or let's say editorial.
All right.
And yeah, and I'm gonna show you an example
Sure.
of that's actually very close to where we want it to be ultimately. And give me one
Mm-hmm.
second, and I'll
Sure.
share this screen. Uh, uh, okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is something that my colleague did on her
Mm-hmm.
own. And so what I want to do with you is take the best of what she's done,
Mm-hmm.
and then add some things to it. So um, what I'll do is I'm gonna run through this so that you get the a feel
Mm-hmm.
for the creative direction.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we want to go with a direction that has a pretty simple backdrop. The original work that you did really inspired us to go all in on a dark black simple background.
Mm-hmm.
And but the thing that we want to change is to have a lot more focus on the copy
Mm-hmm.
itself, like in an editorial style.
All right.
So I'm just flip flip through this. Don't pay attention to the graphics
Mm-hmm.
right now. Just pay attention to the way the copy looks
Yeah.
and how it's.
The editorial, the blogging style.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very very editorial style, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and however, what I think is missing from this, because she's not a designer.
Mm-hmm.
She used a template and put this together.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's missing from this for me is the sense of richness and luxury, and something that's very kind of specific to the industry,
Mm-hmm.
um, and ownable for us as a company.
Mm-hmm.
So what the and I'm going to show you something else. I have an outline that's super simple, that simply has the copy on each slide, and direction on how to treat the copy. And most of it is going to be like using this big, bold editorial style. But what I need inspiration from you on is how to bring a little bit of elegance and richness, and when I say texture, I mean
Mm-hmm.
kind of like some sort of some sort of textural element that continues through the entire deck, and ties it all together, so that it's not just black slides with white text,
Mm-hmm.
and imagery that's really darkened out. So like this imagery to me, it doesn't do anything. To
Uh-huh.
me, it's just a texture, right? And that's not the texture I'm looking for. And these, all of these images, she just put a big black filter over it, and
To make
it's
it
not
dark,
enough.
yeah, to make it darker and the text more appealing. She has done this in a way.
Yeah. So what I like is how she's treated the copy,
Uh-huh.
and but what I don't like is that it's too austere. There's not enough um, there's not enough sex appeal. There's not enough emotional attraction that
Mm-hmm.
really draws you in, and there's not enough connection to the industry
Mm-hmm.
itself. So here's I'm gonna change what I'm sharing here. Give me 1 second,
Sure.
and I'm gonna show you the new outline that I'm gonna send you.
Uh, this
What do you?
presentation is also in the PDF form, right?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's in
Perfect.
PDF.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. I'll. She did it in InDesign.
Oh, Adobe InDesign.
Yeah. She's not a designer, like I
Uh,
said.
and the font that you shared with me, you have to download it and then you can share it with me.
Oh, do I have to download it first?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I will. Yeah. Okay. Let me try to do that.
Perfect.
Because is it something you have to pay for, that font?
Yes, it's a paid font.
The got it. Okay. So I'll do that and share it with you right after we
Perfect.
get off this call.
Thank you so much.
Um, yeah. So here's what I'm gonna give you. Is just a deck that has
Mm-hmm.
the copy, nothing but the copy.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the right copy here, and then what I'm hoping that you can do is treat the copy in the same editorial style that my colleague did it in, because
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So stylistically, I
Uh-huh.
feel like that works. But then give us some directions on how to bring some industry specific imagery or texture into it. So, like for example, let's say, hold on 1 second.
Sure.
Are you seeing
The
the deck that
Yeah, the deck
we helped?
new copy.
Yeah, you're seeing the new copy. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. Let me
And also, please tell me
read.
about the infographic process that you mentioned, like 360 infographic process images.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've also shared
So
some pictures with you that I can
I,
design.
yep. Yep, I saw that. I appreciate that. So hold on 1 second.
Sure.
I'm gonna share. So do you see the deck that my colleague created?
Your screen is.
It's waiting. It's probably just slow.
Yes, I can see now.
You can see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me go back up to here, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So capture the imagination and palate of the American consumer. So what do you think? Because this is meant to be this is slide 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is meant to really set the tone and the design direction for the rest of the deck. And so, I have some thoughts here, but I really want to get your thoughts as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we could keep this editorial style, but then have an image over here
Mm-hmm.
so that this is still plain and black, right? But then we get a full color or almost full color image
Mm-hmm.
over here, right? So that it's truly like what you would see in a magazine, a
Yeah.
giant headline next to a really
Or
beautiful
or some
photo.
in the background some newspaper texture or something.
Not newspaper texture. We don't want to take it that far. Just
Uh-huh.
yeah, just plain black.
Uh-huh.
We like flat black, but with with a rich image
With
over
a
here.
vibe of rich image, yeah.
Yeah, so um for example, I'm gonna give you some sample images too.
Perfect. That would be helpful.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll show you some sample images. Okay, so do you see my screen?
Yeah.
You see the Asian girl
Mm-hmm.
with a glass of wine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So something like this where, you know, she would I want simple composition,
Mm-hmm.
simple and focused, so like one person like this enjoying a glass of wine, she represents consumer pretty clearly. Um, here's another option that could work in that space. They're clearly consumers
Mm-hmm.
of wine and spirits. Not so much that one, but like this one would work as well. So do you see what I'm saying about like juxtaposing that
Mm-hmm.
giant headline with a beautiful image
To
that
set,
would
yeah, to set the tone of the whole deck.
yeah, exactly.
Perfect, I got your
So
point, and I'll design like two different slides for it, or you can say three, so you can have a better idea on that.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. And yeah, and I'll send you the
All
images.
right.
I'll send you
Mhm.
a bunch of images that I think could work.
Yeah, whatever
um,
material you have, like the images and whatever you have, you can share it with me so I can use it as an inspiration or use it where I need.
okay, sounds good. And then the other direction
Mm-hmm.
that I want to consider, and this is why I asked you about the glass against the transparency,
Mm-hmm.
is instead of having images like this,
Mm-hmm.
another direction would be to have something like what you did in your version 1 that has the liquid texture
Yeah.
on the header slide, right?
Mm-hmm.
um, but something that is not that, but like is another element that can continue and tie together the whole thing. Like, for example, if it's an empty glass. So let's say, like, a lot of agencies in this space would use, the obvious thing to do is to use imagery like this, like what we're doing, like what we're looking at right now.
Mm-hmm.
But something less obvious would be to take, glassware, whether it be wine glassware, cocktail glassware, um, and kind of integrate it as almost a watermark to the side, so it becomes I'm going to say a textural element, and I don't mean like literally the kind of texture that you could fill with your fingers. I just mean like something that would add a consistent element
Mm-hmm.
to the slides. So like let's just say glassware.
Mm-hmm.
Glassware becomes the thing that ties everything together, so that from a client's perspective, when they're looking at this, they think, oh, like that's interesting. They instead of doing the obvious thing of showing images of glasses with wine in it or with cocktails in it, like they just showed the glassware, but maybe even just half of it coming through, so that the glass becomes a bit of an abstract element. Do you know what? I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's making sense, but it's hard to implement. But I'll try my best, and I'm trying to like understand all the things that you are mentioning right now.
Yeah. I know that one's hard to implement,
Hmm.
um, for sure. So, why don't we do this? You're gonna go to sleep soon, right?
Yeah.
And then, so am I. So then, um, when you get up, because I'm
You're
kind
still on
of
a ferry?
tired. I'm not on the ferry anymore.
Uh,
I'm at my destination.
all
Yeah, I'm
right.
at my destination. I'm at a friend's house on an island close to
Oh.
Seattle. Yeah. Um, so in the morning,
Hmm.
when I have a clearer head after a good night's sleep,
Hmm.
um, I'll send you more images
Sure.
that you can reference. Yeah, and then I'll even kind of mock up some of the things that I'm thinking about with the glassware,
Hmm.
so I can give you a visual example
All right. You can also
of what I'm
send me
thinking.
a like basic sketch of what you are thinking on like a paper pencil, so I can
Oh yeah.
just have a direction. You don't need to,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, put efforts on designing and this. You just send me some basic sketch.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. Cool. So then I won't get to anything until
Hmm.
probably 9 a.m. my time.
Perfect.
Um, is that okay?
Yeah, it would be 9 p.m. my time,
Yeah.
and I
If
start
if
working at 9 p.m. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Then you'll have everything from me first thing in the morning.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
That would be great. Yeah. So
Great. How do you feel about this? Do you think it's a direction?
yeah, the direction is good, and I'll try my best to implement it according to your direction, because I know
Okay.
that's a different thing that I'm working on, and you are also helping me a lot. So we'll do something out of the box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, and I don't mind spending time
Mhm.
on collaboration. Like I said, we're trying to. I feel strongly that what we produce needs to feel very distinctive.
Yeah.
It doesn't, it can't look like it's a template.
Yeah.
There may be some aspects that look like it could be a template, but I don't want it to look out of the box. And right now, what my colleague did, and it's nothing against her, but like that still looks like a template. So basically, I want to take that idea and that concept
Hmm.
and make it more ownable for us as a brand and make it sexier.
Perfect.
Because right now it's a lot of it's a lot of big font, right? And I like the big font, but I don't want a presentation that's just yelling words at the audience.
Yeah.
You know, there's got there's got to be some softness to it, some appetizing
Hmm.
nature to it, some sex appeal to it. You know, like I wanna be romanced by it, and just by having words screamed at me is not doing it for me. So I want to be able to blend those two things, like take the best of both worlds. Take, love the headline direction and the font direction, big headlines, bold, perfect. But needs to add some romance to it.
All right. Got your point.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. So I'll give you better direction in the morning. In fact, if you don't start work until 9,
Hmm.
if you can give me until 10, that would be helpful. That would just give me more time to
Sure,
to
sure.
give you clearer direction. Okay. So then expect something by 10 from me.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Perfect. All right.
All right.
Have a good night.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you. You too, Mohammed.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.